down and does that.
It's part of the language.
True.
So it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know where Sid is. She said she's coming. I kind of feel like maybe she's not coming. As long as she does the Facebook live chat, that's fine with me. I think that's what she's up to. I see Ryan and Jeff back there.
There she is. Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anodyne. I'm Erin from WMSC with Cal Roach.
Hey everybody.
Thanks for coming out. All right. Tonight we're broadcasting local live on WMSC, live from Anodyne. This is really exciting. This is like our second time doing this, and tonight's broadcast is also being live streamed. So if you guys are following along on our live stream feed, welcome. And also we're being broadcast at 91.7, of course. And Cal's going to tell us a little bit about our sponsors.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. Appreciate having a live audience. Give yourselves a hand, of course. And we want to tell you that Local Live is presented by Third Space Brewing. You have your home, you have your work, but everyone needs a third space. And now, please give a nice warm welcome to our musical guests for tonight for a special holiday show, Caley Conway.
Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. It's a beautiful sight. And we're happy tonight. As we go along, walking in a winter walk, 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 walking in a winter Thank you. Thanks to WMSC for having us, Anodyne, Third Space, and Neverland Studios. John says he's not getting anything in the drum work. Oh, yeah, never mind, they got it. Here's another song for you. Jingle bells, jingle bells,
It is WMSC's Local Live. We are live at Anodyne in Walker's Point with Caley Conway. And could you introduce your band there for us before we continue?
Yes, I'd be happy to. Thanks, Cal. To my left here, this is Barry Clark on the upright bass. On drums tonight is John Larkin. This is Ellie Jackson on the omnichord and the backing vocals. And this is Diamato on backing vocals and aux percussion.
All right, I'm going to ask you if you can bring to mind your earliest memory of a holiday song from when you were a kid, either on the radio or a movie or someone singing to you.
Yeah, I guess what comes to mind most prominently is when I was really young. I remember I would love the day when my mom would start setting up the Christmas decorations. I remember probably being about 5 or 4, and I guess she would play Christmas music, and my older sister and I would make up dances to it, and mostly it was just us like running in circles around the couch. I remember like doing figure eights between the couch and the coffee table and maybe like high-fiving as we would cross. So that's the earliest memory I have, and it's a fond one, so.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Does
it was
anyone
really
else
fun.
want to contribute a childhood Christmas song memory? Or we can just move on.
Well, you just played Jingle Bells, which a couple years ago you did for Milwaukee Records' Public Domain series. So was that a song you'd already played as a kid, like in band or choir, or is that something you decided to take on new as an adult musician?
Yeah, I didn't have much of a relationship with Jingle Bells at all before a couple years ago when I was making my first Christmas EP, which I decided to do as a way to learn the medium of recording. And I had no plans to like write a version of Jingle Bells or record it. I had written a couple Christmas songs, or arranged a few Christmas songs, and then when I decided I wanted to make it a complete EP, I was just kind of messing around with this tiny Casio keyboard we have, and just this riff, which you just heard, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. And I just started singing Jingle Bells over it, and I was just like, oh, maybe I can make this fit. So that's what I did. But it became fun. Now I have a relationship with the song.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. All right, so next up, what do you got for us?
Next we're gonna play a song called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
All right.
A merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Through the years Christmas. Now, now. Once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. And faithful friends who are dear to us gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest and have yourself a merry little Christmas. Now, 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 now.
Caley Conway. Very nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, you're tuned into WMSC if you're tuning in over the radio. If you're joining us here tonight, thank you so much. I want to point out, too, if you want to leave the band a tip, we've got the Venmo and PayPal addies on the live stream banner. Also, Caley, remind me, it's KaleySConway@gmail.com
Yeah,
if you want to help
Yeah.
them out.
thank you. I made a sign, too, for those of you who are here in person.
You can buy some merch, too, if you're here. So I want to know, what is your favorite holiday tradition of all time, like family or otherwise?
That's a great question. Well, it started to become, in the past couple years, actually Mark Waldock's Christmas Spectacular presentation that they would do at the Cooperage. I had participated in that the past 2 years before COVID and everything, and I was very conscious of the fact that that was quickly becoming like a cherished Christmas ritual. But spanning back further than that, I just really love gathering with my family. Both my sisters don't live in the States, so they always make it a point to come home, and we gather together. And my parents are fantastic cooks, and they always try to make it really special. And so I love that ritual of just making sure that we're all with each other. And then, it probably goes without saying that the ritual of music has played a big part in my experience of Christmas. I'm not like a huge Christmas music person or anything, but if we're talking about Christmas and the things we like about it, I guess a lot of people, they will poo-poo Christmas music because, I don't know, it's so overdone and everything like that. But I think it's an interesting way to to like put punctuation at the end of every year. You come back and revisit sort of the same songs, but you're a different person and you might have a different take on them, or you might connect with a certain holiday song that somebody else likes, and maybe it's the only degree like connecting your music tastes. So I find that aspect kind of fun. I also like how sort of spooky and, I don't know, almost like eerie and desperate, like the more religious of the songs are. I guess now that I'm an adult, it sounds more like a little bit of like a cry out or something. So I think there's a lot, and there's a lot of like emotional baggage to unpack with Christmas. Like everyone has different experiences, and I think that our commercial culture would like us to always portray it as this like really rosy, merry thing, but it's like actually really stressful. There's really fraught family relationships, financial strain, all those things, we can't go through a holiday without having to navigate. This was about what I like about Christmas. My favorite Christmas rituals. Yeah. Just going through the cycles.
These are all traditions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Cyclical.
Yes, it's cyclical.
So let me ask, and I mean, you're revisiting a lot of these melodies that are very familiar to all of us, but doing them in a completely original way. Are there other artists who have taken holiday music and made it their own that you really admire?
Yeah, Sufjan Stevens is pretty much, this is directly derivative of his Christmas work.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it doesn't sound like it, but I guess speaking of favorite Christmas rituals, probably within the last 10 years, I became a really, really big fan of like some of his Christmas songs from some of his Christmas albums. Each are like 50 songs long. But some of them are originals that he wrote that are Christmas related, and I think not only are they some of like the best Christmas songs that I've heard contributed to the pool of Christmas music, but also some of my favorite songs of his, and he's one of my, favorite artists, I guess. So it was like the process was pretty inspired, and the mood was pretty inspired by that, because they're sad and contemplative too, and really pretty. So yeah, there's probably other artists, but that's the biggest one that comes to mind.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next one up we have on the set list is Ambient Silent Night. Is there a story behind this?
Just that.
I wanted to do it.
Yeah, Barry wanted to do it. It was his idea. We talked about it last week.
We get to use all of our effects pedals.
Yeah, everyone's going to use every pedal they've got. And there's going to be no singing. So, what else? A story? Do you want to bury your soul up here? Okay.
Well, not that I don't want, but I don't have a connection to the song at all.
He's saying he doesn't have a connection. Yeah, get up here.
So Caley and I have been friends for a long time, and I've been, privileged to work with her in a musical collaboration setting in a variety of ways, and obviously I'm just a fan of her work. And when she was doing the Christmas music, and after I sort of was able to live with that for a while, I really thought, wow, a Caley Conway version of Silent Night and Hark the Herald Angels Sing, I think would just be, magnificent. So this is me just putting pressure on that. So we're gonna do a Silent Night. Caley's not gonna be singing; she's a part of it, but maybe there will be a Christmas miracle, and next year there could be some more Caley Conway Christmas music that would include Silent Night and/or Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Devious. Very
And I
devious.
think we're going to get the recording of this, so maybe we can use this actual improvisation that you're about to hear, and I can record vocals on it for my next EP. It'll be super meta.
Well, with that, let's hear it.
It's Barry Paul Clark on the bass. For Christmas, you can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. Presents under the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love lights gleam. I'll be home for Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. If only my dreams.
Caley Conway here on WMSC's local live holiday spectacular. And I was just thinking, a lot of these songs really remind me of like moments in different movies. I think of like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. No matter what version I hear, I always think of Judy Garland in Meet Me in St. Louis. Are there any like iconic movie moments that feature a song that are hallmarks for you?
Well, first of all, I'm really glad you brought that up because I feel like there's licensing potential with these songs I recorded. And I would love to make that moment in a future movie with some of this stuff.
Just putting that out there.
So,
Okay.
yes, to the universe or to anyone who's listening who has influence in that matter. Second of all, the only thing that really comes to mind, I'm sure after I go home, I'll be like, what was I thinking? There totally is a Christmas movie that has like a song that hits for me like that. But so I'm not a fan of Love Actually. Like I don't think it's that good of a movie. But I mean, no offense to anyone who likes it. Like I get it. It's a really special movie and stuff. But I do love. What's the actor that plays Snape? Again, Alan Rickman. Such a loyal fan. I know his name and everything. But I love him. And then Emma Thompson, thank you, is also great in that movie. And I also love Joni Mitchell. So it's like a Christmas movie, but the moment that I like in it is a Joni Mitchell song where, I mean, not to spoil it, but it's like an emotional moment where the husband gives the wife like a CD, but she was really hoping it was going to be something else, like jewelry. And it's the Joni Mitchell, it's like travelogue or the later issue of Both Sides Now. And I think it's her later Both Sides Now version that plays while Emma Thompson is like having a real quiet breakdown, like trying to hold it together for her kids, like in the bedroom, because she's so disappointed. So I think that's a really great musical moment in a Christmas movie that is not a Christmas song. But I'm a huge Joni Mitchell fan too, so all the amalgamation of everything kind of makes it for me.
Wonderful answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, you assembled this crew together tonight for your holiday songs. Are some of them on the recording that you did, Heart Be Light?
Yeah, so it was the end of 2017, I made the first Christmas EP, which is called Heart Be Light. And that one has a couple that we played earlier in the set, Winter Wonderland, Jingle Bells, and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and some others. And then the year after that, I made a second EP, and I called it Boleslas the Cruel. That one has I'll Be Home for Christmas, and we're going to play Good King Wenceslas in a little bit, as well as some others. Joy to the World is on there, and Silver Bells. And I called that one Boleslas the Cruel because as Ellie and I were like recording the Good King Wenceslas vocals, we were reading up on, we were like, oh, I wonder if he's a real person.
Who is this guy?
Yeah. So we did a little bit of background research. We capped him. And he, I think, actually was a real person, and he was a king in medieval times, and he had a brother who came to be known as Boleslas the Cruel, and his brother, like Boleslas the Cruel, actually ended up killing Good King Wenceslas, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I remember it. And
Yeah.
then I think he got sainted.
Wenceslas, yeah.
Posthumously.
Yeah.
Because of people just loved him, and because Boleslas the Cruel took him away from us.
Yeah. Maybe they planned it, like a planned martyrdom.
Oh.
I-
Wow.
We can only speculate. But if you actually pay nice close attention to the lyrics of the song, it doesn't chronicle the murder, but I just think it's nice lyrics. Anyway, to answer your question, which was, are those songs on the EP? Yes. And it was 2 EPs called Heart Be Light and Boleslas the Cruel. And then last year I thought I would combine them so that people could just have one album. Because, I don't know, you're chilling out, you're making cookies, and I wanted it to be a little bit more of a continuous experience. So now it's one album that's just called Heart Be Light.
I
But
don't think that was the question.
what was?
We're on it.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So serious right now.
Wow, they did not give us a study guide.
I'm so serious about this right now because this is the one Caley Conway project that I wasn't asked to record on.
And now you got to say it.
Now you never
So
will.
for opening that wound.
Yeah,
But
if
you're
you
here
hadn't said
now.
anything, nobody would. Because, well, Barry's not on them. But to answer the question,
I am.
Ellie's on them. Ellie's on the second one, and John's on both. John plays drums on them.
Excellent.
Yeah. But now you know a lot more information.
We do, and it's a good lead up to the next song you're gonna play.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Should we give it to you?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even, bright, brightly shone the moon that night. Gathering winter, gathering winter, gathering winter, gathering winter fuel. Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou know'st it telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling? Sire, sire, he lives a goodly hence, underneath the mountain, through it against the forest fence, by St. Agnes, by St. Agnes, by St. Agnes, by St. Agnes fountain. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Thou and I shall see him dine, when we bear them thither. Page, page, and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude wind's wild lament, and the bitter, and the bitter, and the bitter, and the bitter, and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how. I can go no longer. Mark, mark my footsteps, my good page. Tread thou in them boldly, thou shalt find the winter's rage. Freeze thy bloodless, freeze thy bloodless, freeze thy bloodless coldly. so much.
Thank you, Caley.
Yeah.
It is Caley Conway, the holiday spectacular here on Local Live. And, we touched on it a little bit earlier, how holidays, since the pandemic began, have been radically different for a lot of people, for most of us, I would say. Wondering if there are any, traditions or new events that you've kind of sparked up to try and make the holidays a little more joyous or festive, either with your family or with friends?
Yeah, well, last year, because I have a really big extended family, so last year we did a Zoom Thanksgiving gathering and a Zoom Christmas gathering, which actually was surprising how kind of profound those were and how it gave us a chance to see the people that wouldn't normally have traveled for the sort of sub-extended family gathering. So that was cool, and my sister and her partner, who's a programmer, created a Secret Santa randomizer, and so we sent gifts all across the country and then opened them on our Zoom calls, which was fun, especially when it was the people, my gift got lost in the mail or whatever. Everything was so backed up, so when it came to me, I had to be I didn't get anything. But the mail was really slow at that time. So that was something that was sort of born out of the necessity of COVID. That was really special. I'm not sure if we'll do it again this year, but and I feel very blessed to have a family that's all very concerned about safety, and everybody's getting double vaxxed and boosted and is testing. So we'll be able to get together a little bit more. And then the other thing that was cool about last year was all the sort of ingenuity that came with gathering outdoors. We did a lot of bonfires with John's family for Christmas and New Year's, and my parents they pull out all the stops. They went to great lengths to set up a really cozy outdoor situation, and we're all a little bit better for spending a little more time outdoors. And all the songs are about wintry weather and stuff, so we might as well experience that if we're gonna be singing about it. So
I love it.
Right on.
I'd also like to rebuttal my friend D'Amato, who took a crack at me
Yeah,
earlier.
come on, rebut. Bring it.
Though he hasn't played explicitly on any of the albums, the whole process for writing these arrangements really was born out of a game that we used to play when we were roommates. It was the riff game or whatever. I don't know if it had a name, but we would sit around, one of us would have a bass and one would have a guitar, and just start playing a riff that maybe had 2 chord movements, and then see how long we could go, cramming in the first song that came to mind that might fit within those 2 chords, and then take turns coming up with different songs, and then just see how long it goes. Do you remember that?
I do remember this.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate you trying to walk this back.
Yeah.
So I'll tone it down when we get backstage, but not all the way down. Okay?
That's
the
holiday
impetus.
spirit for you.
Yes.
Just because it's Christmas.
So, I want to ask you, where can people find news about you? Because, you've been playing steadily over the course of the last couple of years, which is awesome. Where can people find your news on your next show? And do you have anything coming up soon, this month or next?
Tomorrow.
That is soon, yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been trying to just keep my schedule as full with shows because, we lost a lot of income potential when shows were taken away in 2020. And I found that through all of my endeavors in music, performing is definitely the most lucrative one. So I've been trying to increase that income stream as much as possible and just keep playing out. But tomorrow, so the band Argo Pelter, which Barry is part of, and I, a round of applause. for Argo Pelter. Yeah. So Argo Pelter has had a long ongoing residency at a bar called Boone and Crockett. And this year we are doing a conjoined residency at Boone and Crockett. And our next one is going to be tomorrow night, which, may I tell them, is Barry's birthday. And so we'll do some improvisations, or I might play songs that I'm working on newly. I don't know what I'm going to play yet tomorrow. I've been focused on this gig, but that's part of the fun of that gig is the spontaneity. So that'll be tomorrow night at Boone and Crockett at 8 p.m. from 8 to 10.
Right on, right on. And, I'd be remiss to not ask, do you guys have any New Year's resolutions, musical or otherwise? Because now's the time you start thinking about that kind of thing.
I'm against New Year's resolutions, but I would like to open that question to the floor of my band.
I have a resolution. I'll wrap it into New Year's resolutions, but it was just my birthday also, and so it's more like a birthday resolution because I started it already. But I have a goal of reading one book at a time. That's it. That's all. Because what ends up happening is I start many and then I never finish any of them. So I want to work one at a time. That's the goal.
All right.
Anybody else?
No, I don't do those.
No? Wow.
Okay, I got one more. I'm going to jump in Lake Michigan on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
I can put it under the umbrella of a resolution because then it feels like a motivating factor because time is always a motivating factor. But I think like over the last 2 years, the just sort of awareness of how quickly things can shift and alter and be taken away. I think the practice of if it feels good, do it. If you want to do it, go out and do it. As long as you're not harming yourself or others, I think, time is such a finite thing. And, we've all gone through so much trauma and extensive change over the last couple of years and in the years, prior to that, and it will come again in the years ahead. But I think just trying to stay as present in a day as you can and just, go out and do a thing. And if you want it, go and get it. I'm fortunate enough to have a support network that helps me do that, but I think just like the overall just philosophy of just you never know when it won't be, so go and do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here.
And I know you guys might have a final song for us. Is it Happy Birthday, perhaps? Or something else?
Do you really want us to sing Happy Birthday?
You do what you like, babe.
Is that, that's okay to do now because they put it back in the public domain? Or was it always okay to do on the radio?
Oh, gosh.
Because you know how yeah. Do you know?
That's a deep question.
Because you know how restaurants couldn't sing it until very recently?
Huh.
What if we changed the
Right.
lyrics?
We can do the
Happy birthday to
Olive
Mary.
Garden version.
Yeah, how does that go?
I don't know.
We leave this entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Do you want to improvise a thing? This is a bad idea.
Let's just go with plan A.
I'm going to sing a song. I'm going to do a tender little song, mostly solo, and Ellie, you can jump in on the chorus with me. Okay. And this is just a singer-songwriter song, not a Christmas song. And it's called Your Wedding Song. And I put it out in late 2019. And I remember being so excited about the release, and we had all these shows booked, and then the pandemic hit, and it didn't really get played out much. I also have to retune this thing back up. But I would like to just take this moment to say thanks again to my friends, my best friends that I have up here, playing this stuff with me. They didn't I didn't give them much time to put it together, and I think they really nailed it. And I would like to thank you. Yeah. And I'd like to thank all of you so much for coming out. It really is heartwarming and nice to play for an audience. Playing on the radio is always a nervous experience, but I've always found it so much easier when there are people present to just kind of bounce things off of, and it's what I'm used to. So thank you all for coming. And I'd like to thank Anodyne. I'd like to thank WMSE and Neverland Productions. And if I understand correctly, this Local Live is sponsored by Third Space Brewing, which is a great brewery. So. This is your wedding song. I'm having all our friends at it. Pull teeth and get them there grinning. Let's get me off of their backs and hands. I'm cynical and you're different, and I'll never change my mind on you. I'll never change my mind again. Long as I live, God as my witness, I'll never change my mind on you. I think I cracked the couple's key. You're warm and I'm lazy, honey. I've been buzzing half the day. Forgive the lush in me. All I have wanted in life, you deliver me. Making me still, making me hold still forever. And I'll never change my mind on you. I'll never change my mind again. Long as I live, God as my witness, I'll never change my mind on you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Caley. Want to remind the audience out there, there's merch up at the front, just beyond the stage there. So definitely go peep it. Caley Conway and band, thank you so much for sharing your talents with us this evening. Wonderful job.
Thank you again for having us very much.
All right, and if folks want to follow you and all your news, where can they follow you at?
I'm pretty active on Instagram, Caley Conway Music. I also am on Facebook and Bandcamp. That's kind of the best way. Like if I ever have new music, like if you follow me on Bandcamp, you're gonna get emailed right away, and it'll take you right to where you can stream or buy it. And I also have a Patreon, which I don't really have links for up here, but I don't know. I talk about it on social media, so if you follow me there, I'll try to like pull you in further.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we want to say a huge thanks to the awesome live audience tonight. Thank you for showing up. You guys were great. We want to let you know some news. Tonight's edition of Local Live was broadcast and live streamed from Anodyne on Bruce and Walker's Point. Local Live is a production of 91.7 FM WMSC, produced by myself and Cal. Audio and video engineering done by Knieverland Productions, and all graphics for the live stream done by Rock Design. Local Live is presented by Third Space Brewing. You have your home, you have your work, but everyone needs a third space. Thanks again to Caley Conway and her band for such a great show.
You can find upcoming guests and archives of past Local Live segments at WMSC.org, and do tune in again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. for an interview with Camden. And stay tuned for more details about next month's Anodyne edition of Local Live. See you next week, everybody.